Good morning and
Hi
welcome
everyone,
to
it's
the
nice to
third match of the Spaco Soccer Tournament here for the Wii Series. My name is Commander CMDR. I'm joined by Murasaki for tonight's, or this morning, depending where you are, game between The and Matt. On The team, we have Thaw, Teleq, and Puffy, and on Matt, we have HFB, Jakey, Minos, and Serena/Red.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. We are doing a Robin round type format here for the beginning. So I think it's top 4 teams that gets the most wins will advance through to the knockout stage of this event.
All right. So last time, The has actually played a game before. They faced off against Dominic's Associates. And last time they lost a 1-3 defeat. But Puffy, Teleq, and North, who is missing today, all scored 1 goal. So we'll see if they can add to their goal total today. We are going to be watching Puffy, who was the de facto goalie last time. And we'll see if Puffy learned from their mistakes of not being sent out into the abyss and losing the goalie spot.
Let's hope so. And Yoko, Sportsmate Yoko is on their team, sporting a wig, a afro hairstyle, even though she had a straight hairstyle in the Wii series.
That's not.
Anyway.
Got a haircut recently. All right, so watching Puffy off, immediately going to that goalie position, and Yoko's going to make the first grab of the match.
Indeed, it's very important to have a goalkeeper in this game, which is something that is usually ignored whenever you go on to a public lobby and such when trying to play football.
Speaking of goalie,
Whoa!
Wow, Yoko
herself, the sportsmate, comes in. I think did she do a header?
I think she did.
Oh yeah, yes, she did do a header. Wow. Well, it does help having an afro. More range, more surface area to hit the ball towards the goal.
So Yoko with the first goal of the game. That's very surprising because CPUs on the other games have done deadly squat, but not for Team The. They're going to lead 1-0.
Oh dear. Puffy has left the ball slip away a bit.
Let's see. Yeah, going to get it past Fred there, and it's going to come back, and we're going to be... So I like what Puffy is doing here, where Puffy is making sure to throw it out at an angle so it doesn't come back straight.
Indeed.
Something that Kiwi in the previous game completely used to his advantage.
Indeed. Oh, I don't like what I'm seeing here from Puffy. I wouldn't run too close to the ball at this point, especially with their teammates being so far up on the field.
Yeah. Let's see what... Skip over, and it should be a clear coming up here. Yeah.
Football making its way now back to the blue side of the field.
And then Puffy's going to attempt to...
See, that's a good pass. Good pass there. Especially from one of the teammates on the other side trying to use a header.
Oh, and we're going
to...
Puffy's doing a really good job of making sure the ball clears high.
Yeah, that's important. You wouldn't want the opposing players that's running up to you potentially kick it at the same time as you are, or even the header.
Right. Ellie making... Oh, and that's a decent shot over. Now it's going to roll over to Puffy, who's going to take the jump.
I don't really agree with using a header in a scenario like that.
Yeah.
The thing that people need to know about headers is that they does take up a lot of stamina. It does take up a lot of stamina, and there's also a lot of end lag as well when doing a header. So if you miss it, it can be a devastating mistake, especially when you're the defender on your team.
Yeah, because especially with how far up he was, it would be really difficult to get back to the goal if he needed. And Tell is going to grab goal number 2.
Within the last 10 seconds of the game as well. Now, it is possible to score a goal within 6 seconds of the kickoff. I myself have done that on 2 occasions.
That's what the team Matt is going to need to do right here.
And unfortunately, that's not going to be happening here. So, with the help of Yoko and Telly, Team The has taken the first game. While a member has left the team.
Yeah. All right. And see if Red can rejoin back in. But that first game, it was, I'm going to say the advantage definitely was on that early point from the CPU was really impressive to start off. And then Telly just kind of backed it up towards the very end.
Yeah, there was an opportunity for Team Matt to make a goal themselves, but they just narrowly missed out on the opportunity. Like, the football got very close to the post on the left-hand side at one point, but then Puffy made a good pass to one of their teammates, and then eventually things calmed down.
Here we go into Game 2. It looks like they have substituted their CPU.
Yep, we are now seeing Sportmate Asami take on the stage for Team The.
Let's see if Asami can do as well as Yoko just did. Here we go. Game 2. We'll see if... I didn't see a whole lot of defense on the other side from Team Matt. So we'll see if that changes coming up here.
Let's hope that's the case. As Game 2 heads into action. Best of 5 this game, so first to 3.
And it looks like Puffy is reprising the role of goalkeeper. It looks like BLC, who I believe is Minos, is handling goalkeeping, or attempting to handle goalkeeping duties. Oh, that's a pretty quick push.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
The ball goes
and it's in!
into the goal by So-Called. Very well played.
And if I remember right, that is HFB.
Oh, that's HFB, okay.
All these mats. Yes. HFB with a score off the bat. That was a really quick score.
Now, will we see the same thing happening in the case of The trying to score a goal but not being able to for the most part? Or will they be able to strike back? Will they be able to strike back at a critical moment?
2 really good passes there. That's just going to go right back.
I'm not liking the fact that that Team Matt doesn't really have somebody close by to the goal.
Yeah,
so the only instance I would want I would move upfield as the goalkeeper is if the ball is like 3/4 of the field distance away from the goal. Because in case if the ball heads back towards your side of the field, and you've traveled up a bit, you can quickly send it back to a teammate or so, or to an area where none of the other team players are occupying.
Yeah, it was looking like Minos was back there, being kind of the de facto goalkeeper still, but playing really, really far up. And now it looks like a mess. It looks like a mess. Oh, it's going to be recovered.
Going to be recovered, yep. And Puffy doing, as I said earlier, sending the ball into an open area of the field that isn't being occupied. Which in that sort of case, it's down to really the teammates to have enough stamina to keep going. The ball is getting dangerously close to Matt's side of the goal. If the time ends, for any of you who don't know, if the game ends in a tie, extra time will be added. And if no one still scores by the end of the extra time, the game is a draw.
And this is where Puffy playing high is not good.
Yeah, as I said earlier, The football was 3/4 of the way up, but I wouldn't pass. But I still wouldn't, in their case, pass the halfway line. Oh, the football is in the
There's
goal.
Ed and Telly again,
No one-
grabbing their second goal.
Brilliant. That is Telly's second goal as well of the match.
Very well, and it looks like it was on a counter kick as well. That was really well done.
Damn. So now we are in a potential tie situation. Looks like it's very likely that this game will go into extra time first. And another thing to point out as well, when the game goes into extra time, the goals are made larger to make it more likely to score a goal. The size of the goal increases, so to make it easier to potentially score a goal. So that will make it a bit more difficult to fully defend the goal.
Yeah.
And just
And
like
speaking
that,
about that, Telly's gonna grab goal 3.
Yep. A hat-trick of goals now for them throughout this entire match in total.
All right.
So it is now 2-0 to Team The. And again, this is round robin stage. So no one is going to be... So nobody is potentially going out yet.
All right. So what we've seen is really just a little bit more offensive power coming from Team The from the previous game. Maybe it's just there's a little less defense on the mat side than there was in their first game against Dominic's Associates, but I feel like especially Telly and then Puffy's been able to play a little bit more smart and kind of a little more relaxed, trying not to be everywhere at once, which was their downfall.
Yeah. Very aggressive opening there by Puffy there. I myself wouldn't do header. I would try to do a flying kick myself. Because again, it's a lot of end lag if you miss when you do a header, whether you hit the ball or not.
Going around. Oh, and this looks like a
goal, but there's no one else to
and nice
safety. Block. Beautiful block.
And it's coming back to Puffy, and it's going back over.
Good effort there by Team The.
Really good job by Puffy to clear high. And that's going to clear all the way to the other side.
Absolutely. And it's an important thing to know that you can you can jump and then do a couple of flying kicks to increase your height as well.
Oh, good block. I believe that was by HFB blocking there.
The ball comes back.
Now, every game so far, we've seen the third game go to the other team. So we'll see if that continues this trend here.
We shall see. Team Ad had a really good chance of winning the second game up until the point where Team The managed to get a goal themselves. And then the extra time advantage of making the goals a lot bigger came to full intuition later on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very quickly when we went to extra time.
Okay, bouncing off the walls. Thaw gonna bring it back downfield. For I assume Telly. Telly definitely
trying to push forwards.
Kind of interesting to watch Team The. So in their first game, it was North and Telly that were kind of the, kind of strikers, and Thaw played midfield. And even though with North gone, they're still Telly's doing the striker position.
Yeah. Okay.
Letting the CPU
Puffy going forwards, but another teammate occupied the goal.
Right. And Thaw still playing midfield, and they're going to bounce that pretty well.
That's dangerously close to the
really
goal.
close.
It's not going to reach, though. It's not going to reach.
But Telly's going to make it reach.
And indeed, and that is their fourth goal.
And with only about 10 seconds left, that's probably game.
Well, 8 seconds. Again, they need a very good hit on the ball.
see what they do here. And that is a hit over, but it's going to be wide.
Yep, that's not going to do it. And Team The takes the match 3-0.
3-0 with Telly definitely most valuable player. 4 goals in a single game.
4 goals in the entire match overall. With their 5th goal coming from... No. 5th?
4th goal. They got... Their 3rd goal would have been the overtime one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no,
right.
They did score 5 goals. One of them was by a CPU as well.
Yeah.
Joko.
All right. We potentially have a second game between different teams coming up. We are getting word from the boss on how that will go, but that was the game 3 of the round robin, and The taking it 3-0, learning from their mistakes. Tally really coming in to their own there and scoring 4 goals. Now Telly actually has the most scored out of anyone so far with 5 in total after 2 games.